Speak Smart, a guide to being more articulate. What makes a person captivating when they speak is that their vocabulary, their tone, or the way they seem to know just the right thing to say at the right time. Think about the moments when a single well-articulated sentence has swayed opinions, inspired action, or even changed history. One famous example is Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech. His words didn't just resonate. They ignited a movement. His mastery of language, tone, and clarity wasn't accidental. It was deliberate, crafted with purpose and precision. The truth is, being articulate is not just a gift reserved for orators and leaders. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned and honed. In both personal and professional life, the ability to communicate clearly and effectively is indispensable. Imagine trying to convince a hiring manager you're the right fit for a job, but stumbling over your words. Or consider navigating a challenging conversation with a loved one, only to feel misunderstood because you couldn't express your feelings properly. These scenarios are common and often lead to frustration or missed opportunities. Articulation bridges a gap between intention and understanding, ensuring that what you mean is exactly what others perceive. Yet, many people struggle to express themselves clearly. This isn't because they lack intelligence or good ideas, but because articulacy requires more than just knowing what to say. Barriers such as fear of judgment, lack of confidence, or even simple habits like overusing filler words can prevent someone from speaking with clarity and impact. A survey conducted by LinkedIn revealed that communication skills consistently rank among the top soft skills employers look for, yet they are also some of the most underdeveloped. This gap highlights why investing in your ability to articulate can be transformative, not only for your career, but for every facet of your life. This is Speak Smart, a guide to being more articulate, brought to you by Audiobook Center. Being articulate doesn't just help you navigate challenges. It empowers you. Confidence grows when you know you can clearly state your thoughts and ideas. Influence becomes attainable when your words inspire trust and respect. Clarity ensures that misunderstandings are minimized, fostering stronger relationships. These are not abstract benefits. They are tangible outcomes that make a difference every single day. This book, Speak Smart, a guide to being more articulate, is designed to provide practical tools and insights to elevate your communication skills. Over the next chapters, you'll learn how to cultivate clarity by structuring your thoughts effectively and eliminating distractions like filler words. You'll explore how confidence transforms your presence as a speaker, making your words resonate with authority. We'll delve into expanding your vocabulary in ways that feel natural and authentic, so you never come across as overly formal or, worse, pretentious. In Chapter 3, we discuss the profound connection between confidence and articulacy. Imagine standing in front of an audience, whether it's your team at work or a room full of strangers, and delivering a message with poise and conviction. Confidence isn't just about feeling fearless. It's about preparation, mindset, and understanding how to project strength even when nerves threaten to take over. You'll learn actionable techniques to manage fear and use it to your advantage. One of the most exciting aspects of articulation is its adaptability to different contexts, which we cover in Chapter 8. Whether you're presenting a groundbreaking idea in a boardroom or engaging in a casual conversation with friends, the ability to tailor your communication style to the setting is a game changer. You'll uncover strategies to handle high-stakes conversations with grace and adapt your approach when dealing with diverse audiences, cultures, and personalities. Of course, mastering articulation isn't without its challenges. In Chapter 9, we address common obstacles such as stage fright, language barriers, and difficult conversations. For instance, did you know that around 77% of people experience some level of anxiety when speaking in public? But instead of letting these challenges hold you back, you'll discover proven strategies to turn them into opportunities for growth. Finally, this journey is about more than just speaking well. It's about living well. In Chapter 10, we explore how continuous improvement in communication leads to lasting benefits. From becoming a more effective leader to fostering deeper connections in your personal life, articulacy is a cornerstone of success and fulfillment. This isn't just another book about public speaking or writing. It's a comprehensive guide to becoming the most articulate version of yourself in every area of your life. As you move through each chapter, you'll find relatable examples, evidence-based strategies, and transformative exercises that will not only help you speak smart, but think smart as well. So, if you ever felt the frustration of not being able to express yourself clearly, or if you've dreamed of captivating others with your words, this book is for you. The tools you're about to discover are powerful, actionable, and designed for lasting impact. Let's begin this transformative journey together. But before we begin Chapter 1, if you're enjoying this audiobook so far, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified when new books are released, and it helps support the creation of more audiobooks like this one. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. The Foundations of Articulacy. Have you ever been captivated by someone's ability to express their ideas with clarity and precision, leaving you both impressed and inspired? Whether it's a charismatic leader delivering a powerful speech, a friend telling a story with effortless eloquence, or a professional pitching an idea that leaves no room for misunderstanding, their secret lies in one essential skill: articulacy. But here's the good news. Articulacy isn't an innate talent reserved for a select few. It's a skill that anyone can develop with practice, intention, and the right tools. Articulation is the cornerstone of effective communication. It bridges the gap between thoughts and words, enabling you to share ideas, emotions, and intentions in a way that resonates with others. Yet, for many, the idea of speaking clearly and effectively feels daunting. Maybe you found yourself tongue-tied during an important meeting, misunderstood in a heartfelt conversation, or frustrated by your inability to explain a complex thought. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. These challenges stem from a misunderstanding of what it truly means to be articulate. Let's begin by addressing a common misconception. Being articulate doesn't mean using big words or speaking in complex sentences. True articulacy is about clarity, not complexity. The best communicators are those who can take intricate ideas and present them in a way that feels simple and approachable. Think of Albert Einstein, who once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." His ability to communicate profound scientific concepts in a way that even non-scientists could grasp exemplifies the essence of articulacy. It's not about showing off your knowledge. It's about ensuring that your audience understands and connects with your message. The foundation of being articulate lies in the connection between thought and speech. Often, people struggle to articulate themselves because their thoughts are unorganized or incomplete. Your mind is like a workshop, and your words are the tools you use to build understanding. Without clear thinking, your words lack structure and impact. Take a moment to reflect on a time when you struggled to explain an idea. Was it because you didn't know what to say, or was it because your thoughts weren't fully formed? Articulation begins with clarity of thought. By learning to organize and refine your ideas internally, you set the stage for expressing them excellently with confidence and precision. Another common barrier to effective articulation is the myth surrounding what it means to speak well. Many believe that eloquence is synonymous with perfection, that a flawless delivery without pauses or stumbles is the ultimate goal. In reality, even the most accomplished speakers make mistakes, pause to gather their thoughts, or stumble over a word. What sets them apart is their ability to recover gracefully. Barack Obama, widely regarded as a masterful communicator, often uses pauses deliberately to emphasize his points and give his audience time to absorb his message. This isn't a flaw, it's a strategic choice. By embracing imperfection and focusing on authenticity, you can free yourself from the pressure of speaking flawlessly and instead concentrate on speaking meaningfully. The role of vocabulary and articulation is another area often misunderstood. While a strong vocabulary can enhance your communication, it's not about using the most complicated words you know. In fact, using overly complex language can create a barrier between you and your audience. True linguistic precision involves choosing words that are appropriate for your audience and context. Consider the speeches of Oprah Winfrey, who has a gift for using language that is both relatable and powerful. Her words resonate because they are rooted in authenticity and purpose, not because they are overly sophisticated. Expanding your vocabulary is valuable, but the key is learning how and when to use the words you've acquired. A well-placed simple word can carry more weight than a complex term used out of context. To build your foundation of articulacy, it's important to approach it as a skill that evolves over time. Continuous improvement requires self-awareness, practice, and intentional growth. Start by paying attention to the way you speak in everyday situations. Do you find yourself using filler words like or like frequently? These habits are often the result of uncertainty or a lack of preparation. Practice pausing instead of filling silence with unnecessary words. Pauses not only give you time to collect your thoughts, but also add emphasis to your message. Additionally, reading widely and listening to skilled communicators can help you internalize effective speech patterns. Podcasts, TED Talks, and audiobooks are excellent resources for observing how articulate individuals structure their thoughts and deliver their messages. Take note of their pacing, tone, and use of language. Over time, you'll find yourself incorporating these techniques into your own communication style. At its core, articulation is about connection. When you speak clearly and confidently, you create a bridge between yourself and your audience. This bridge fosters understanding, trust, and influence. Whether you're presenting a groundbreaking idea at work, resolving a conflict in your personal life, or simply sharing your thoughts with friends, your ability to articulate effectively will shape how others perceive and respond to you. As we conclude this chapter, let's recap the foundational elements of articulacy. First, clarity is more important than complexity. Effective communication is about making your message accessible and relatable, not showcasing your intellect. Second, articulacy starts with clear thinking. Organize your thoughts before expressing them to ensure your words carry intention and purpose. Third, embrace imperfection and focus on authenticity. Flaws in your delivery can add to your relatability and make your message more human. Finally, remember the power of precise language. Choose your words carefully, but prioritize connection over sophistication. By mastering these foundational principles, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more articulate and confident communicator. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into how to cultivate clarity in your speech, exploring techniques to structure your thoughts and eliminate distractions that dilute your message. The journey to articulate expression begins with the commitment to continuous growth. Let's take the next step together. Chapter 2. Cultivating Clarity. Have you ever found yourself captivated by someone who speaks with such clarity and simplicity that their words stick with you long after they've finished? Think of Steve Jobs unveiling a new Apple product. His speeches were masterpieces of simplicity, yet they carried immense weight and influence. He didn't clutter his presentations with jargon or complex language. Instead, he broke down ideas into clear, relatable concepts that resonated with audiences worldwide. Jobs understood something many overlook. Clarity is power. In a world overflowing with information, the ability to convey your message with precision and impact is a skill that sets you apart. Clarity is not just about being understood. It's about making your words unforgettable. When you strip away the unnecessary and present your ideas with focus, you create space for your audience to connect with your message. Yet, many people struggle with this. They overthink, overexplain, or overcomplicate their communication, believing that complexity equals intelligence. But as Albert Einstein once said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. This truth forms the foundation of cultivating clarity in your communication. The first step to achieving clarity is embracing the power of simple language. Simple doesn't mean simplistic or dumbed down. It means finding the most direct and effective way to express your ideas. When you choose simple words over complicated ones, you make your message accessible to everyone, regardless of their background. For instance, think about a leader explaining a company's strategy. Saying we aim to grow by leveraging our core competencies might sound impressive, but it risks alienating those who don't understand corporate jargon. On the other hand, saying we're focused on using our strengths to grow delivers the same idea in a way everyone can grasp. Simple language isn't just about words. It's about respect for your audience's time and attention. Structuring your thoughts is the next crucial element of clarity. Imagine building a house without a blueprint. It would be chaotic and unsteady. The same principle applies to communication. Before you speak or write, take a moment to organize your ideas. Ask yourself, what is my main point? And what do I want my audience to take away? Starting with a clear goal allows you to construct your message logically, leading your audience from one idea to the next without confusion. A simple structure often works best. Introduce your main idea, support it with key points or evidence, and conclude with a memorable takeaway. This approach keeps your message cohesive and easy to follow. Another barrier to clarity is the overuse of filler words and verbal clutter. Words like, and can dilute the impact of your message. They often sneak into our speech when we're nervous or unprepared. But too many can make even the smartest ideas sound unpolished. Eliminating these distractions begins with awareness. Record yourself speaking or pay close attention to conversations, and you'll start to notice patterns. Once you identify your fillers, practice replacing them with pauses. A pause may feel uncomfortable at first, but it conveys confidence and gives your audience time to process your words. As Mark Twain wisely said, the right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. Clarity isn't just about what you leave out. It's also about what you put in. One of the most powerful tools for clear communication is using examples, stories, and analogies. These elements breathe life into your words, making abstract ideas tangible and relatable. For example, when explaining teamwork, you might use the analogy of an orchestra. Each musician plays a unique instrument, but they all follow the same sheet music to create harmony. This paints a vivid picture that helps your audience understand the concept intuitively. Stories, too, have a special way of connecting with people. Sharing a personal anecdote or a well-known narrative can turn dry facts into memorable lessons. Consider this example. During World War II, Winston Churchill used vivid analogies to inspire resilience among the British people. In one of his most famous speeches, he said, "We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender." The repetition and imagery made his message not only clear, but also deeply stirring. His words became a rallying cry, demonstrating the power of clarity combined with emotional resonance. As you work on cultivating clarity, remember that it's a process of continuous improvement. You won't achieve perfection overnight, and that's okay. The key is to approach each conversation, presentation, or written message with intention. Reflect on what worked and what didn't, and apply those lessons moving forward. Think of every interaction as an opportunity to refine your skill, knowing that even small improvements can have a significant impact over time. To recap, clarity begins with simple language. By choosing words that are accessible and direct, you respect your audience and increase the likelihood of your message being understood. Structuring your thoughts provides a roadmap for your communication, ensuring that your ideas flow logically. Eliminating filler words and verbal clutter enhances your credibility and helps your audience stay focused. Finally, examples, stories, and analogies bring your ideas to life, making them memorable and relatable. As you implement these strategies, you'll not only become a clearer communicator, but also a more confident and effective one. Clarity isn't just a skill. It's a gift you give to those who hear you. When your words have focus, your message has power. With practice, you can master this essential art and unlock new opportunities to connect, inspire, and lead. The journey to articulate communication starts here, and it's one that will serve you for a lifetime. Let's continue building these skills together in the chapters ahead. Chapter 3. The role of confidence in speaking. What makes certain people so compelling when they speak? Why do their words command attention, while others fade into the background? More often than not, the difference is confidence. Confidence is a foundation of effective communication. It's what makes your words resonate and gives your message the power to move others. Consider a scenario. Two people deliver the same speech, word for word. One speaks with conviction, energy, and poise, while the other appears hesitant and unsure. Which one will leave a lasting impression? Confidence doesn't just enhance your message, it becomes part of it. One striking example of confidence transforming communication comes from Barack Obama's keynote address at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. Before this moment, Obama was a relatively unknown figure on the national stage. Yet his calm demeanor, measured tone, and commanding presence captivated millions. His confidence gave weight to his words and turned a single speech into a career-defining moment. The good news is that this level of confidence isn't an inborn trait reserved for a select few. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be cultivated with practice and intention. Confidence enhances articulation because it eliminates doubt, not just in your mind, but in the minds of your audience. When you project self-assurance, people are more likely to trust and engage with what you say. Conversely, a lack of confidence can undermine even the most well-crafted message. If you hesitate, second-guess, or rush through your words, your audience may sense your uncertainty and question your credibility. Confidence, therefore, acts as a bridge between your ideas and your listeners' trust. Yet, speaking with confidence isn't always easy, especially if fear or anxiety gets in the way. Public speaking is one of the most common fears in the world, with studies showing that nearly 75% of people experience some level of speech anxiety. But fear doesn't have to be a barrier. Practical techniques can help you overcome it and speak with assurance. One effective method is visualization. Before stepping into a speaking situation, close your eyes and imagine yourself delivering your message successfully. Picture the audience responding positively, nodding in agreement or applauding. This exercise primes your brain for success and reduces pre-speech jitters. Another technique is controlled breathing. When anxiety strikes, your body often responds with shallow, rapid breaths, which can heighten feelings of panic. Instead, focus on deep, deliberate breaths to calm your nervous system and steady your voice. One approach is a 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This simple exercise can help you regain control and project calm confidence. Preparation is another powerful antidote to fear. The connection between preparation and confidence cannot be overstated. When you know your material inside and out, you eliminate one of the biggest sources of anxiety, uncertainty. Take the time to organize your thoughts, practice your delivery, and anticipate potential questions or challenges. Think of preparation as building a safety net. It won't make your nerves disappear entirely, but it will give you the tools to recover quickly if something doesn't go as planned. Confidence isn't just about feeling secure in your words. It's also about how you deliver them. A confident tone and body language can elevate your message and make it more impactful. Your tone conveys your emotions and attitude, often more powerfully than the words themselves. A flat or monotone delivery can make even the most exciting ideas feel dull, while a varied, expressive tone keeps your audience engaged. Practice emphasizing key points, adjusting your pace, and using pauses to create drama or give your audience time to absorb your message. Body language is another critical component. Studies show that up to 55% of communication is nonverbal, meaning your posture, gestures, and facial expressions play a significant role in how your message is received. Stand tall with your shoulders back to project confidence and openness. Use purposeful gestures to emphasize your points, but avoid excessive movements that can distract from your words. Maintain steady eye contact to create a connection with your audience. These nonverbal cues reinforce your spoken message and show that you believe in what you're saying. One of the most common misconceptions about confidence is that it means being fearless. In reality, confidence is about acting despite fear. Consider Maya Angelou, who admitted to feeling nervous every time she performed or spoke in public. She once said, "Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently." Angelou's ability to channel her nerves into powerful performances shows that confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward anyway. Cultivating confidence takes time and effort, but the rewards are immense. Start by identifying small, low-stakes opportunities to practice. Speak up in meetings, volunteer to lead a presentation, or share your thoughts in group discussions. Each success, no matter how small, builds momentum and strengthens your confidence. Seek feedback from trusted friends or mentors to gain insight into your strengths and areas for improvement. Remember, confidence grows through action and reflection. To summarize, confidence is a key to unlocking your full potential as a speaker. It enhances articulation by fostering trust and eliminating doubt. Overcoming fear through techniques like visualization, controlled breathing, and preparation empowers you to face any speaking situation with assurance. A confident tone and body language amplify your message and help you connect with your audience. Most importantly, confidence is a skill you can develop with practice and perseverance. When you speak with confidence, you inspire others to believe in you and your message. You command attention, earn respect, and create opportunities to share your ideas with the world. As you continue this journey to becoming a more articulate communicator, remember that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Let's move ahead together and build on this foundation in the chapters to come. Chapter 4. Expanding your vocabulary. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone uses a word you've never heard before. Instantly, you feel a slight pang of insecurity, a flicker of doubt about whether you're equipped to keep up. Or maybe you found yourself searching for the perfect word to articulate your thoughts but come up empty, resorting instead to a generic or overused term that doesn't quite capture what you meant. These moments highlight the power of vocabulary. Words are more than just tools of communication. They shape how others perceive us, how we see ourselves, and ultimately, how we influence the world around us. Consider this. Renowned author and activist Maya Angelou once said, "Words mean more than what is set down on paper. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning." Your vocabulary is not just a reflection of your knowledge, but also a means of expressing your unique perspective and ideas with precision and impact. Expanding your vocabulary is not about impressing others or showing off. It's about empowering yourself with the language you need to articulate your thoughts, connect with others, and command respect in any setting. To understand why vocabulary matters, let's look at its influence on perception and influence. Research consistently shows that people who use varied and precise language are often perceived as more intelligent, competent, and credible. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that candidates who use precise language during interviews were rated more highly by employers, even when their qualifications were identical to those who use simpler, less varied language. The reason is simple. Words convey not just ideas but also confidence and authority. When you speak or write with a rich vocabulary, you demonstrate clarity of thought and a mastery of expression that others naturally gravitate toward. Expanding your vocabulary, however, doesn't mean memorizing obscure or overly complex words to impress people. It's about learning the right words to communicate your ideas effectively in any situation. To start, focus on integrating new words into your everyday life. A practical strategy is to read widely and consistently. Reading exposes you to words in their natural context, making it easier to understand their meaning and usage. Whether it's novels, news articles, or essays, the more you read, the more you'll encounter words that resonate with you. Keep a notebook or a digital list of unfamiliar words, jotting down their definitions and a sentence using each one. Repetition is key to making these words part of your active vocabulary. Another powerful way to learn new words is by engaging with them actively. Try using flashcards, apps, or games designed to expand your vocabulary. But don't stop at learning definitions. Focus on applying these words in real conversations and writing. Practice using a new word every day, whether it's in a casual chat with a friend or in an email at work. The goal is to make these words feel natural, like extensions of your existing vocabulary, rather than forced additions. Understanding context is essential when using your expanded vocabulary. The same word that adds depth and precision in one setting might come across as pretentious or confusing in another. For instance, saying utilize instead of use in an everyday conversation can sound needlessly formal. On the other hand, in a business proposal, utilize might convey a sense of professionalism. Being articulate means knowing not just what words to use, but also when and where to use them. One of the biggest pitfalls to avoid when expanding your vocabulary is falling into the trap of pretentiousness. Overusing complex words or inserting them unnecessarily can alienate your audience rather than impress them. Take the example of a college professor delivering a lecture. If they use jargon and overly technical language, they risk losing their students' attention and creating a barrier between themselves and their audience. Instead, the most effective communicators tailor their language to their listeners, ensuring their message is not only understood but also remembered. This principle applies to all aspects of life, from professional presentations to casual conversations. The goal of communication is connection, not superiority. To illustrate this point, let's revisit one of the greatest orators of the 20th century, John F. Kennedy. In his inaugural address, he could have chosen complex language to demonstrate his intellect. Instead, he used simple, powerful words that resonated with millions, including the iconic line, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." The strength of his message lay in its clarity, accessibility, and emotional appeal, not in the complexity of his vocabulary. As you expand your vocabulary, think of it as building a toolbox. Each new word is a tool that helps you construct more precise, compelling messages. But just as a carpenter doesn't use every tool for every job, you don't need to use every word you know in every conversation. Choose the words that best fit the situation and your audience. This level of discernment demonstrates not only linguistic skill, but also emotional intelligence. Recapping the main ideas. Vocabulary is a cornerstone of perception and influence. The words you use shape how others see you and how you navigate the world. To expand your vocabulary effectively, read widely, engage actively with new words, and practice integrating them into your daily life. Remember the importance of context, choosing words that align with your audience and setting. Most importantly, avoid the trap of pretentiousness. The goal is connection and clarity, not complication. By applying these strategies, you'll enrich your vocabulary in ways that empower you to speak with greater confidence, precision, and impact as you move forward. Remember that building your vocabulary is not a one-time effort, but a journey of continuous improvement. Every new word you learn opens up new possibilities for self-expression and connection. The more you invest in this skill, the more equipped you'll be to navigate conversations, inspire others, and achieve your goals. Your words have the power to shape your future. Choose them wisely and use them boldly. Let's continue to explore these tools together in the next chapter. Chapter 5. Mastering Tone, Pace, and Pronunciation. When was the last time someone's voice made you stop and truly listen? Was it their tone, their pacing, or the way their words seemed to land with perfect clarity? Think of someone like Morgan Freeman narrating a story, or Martin Luther King Jr. delivering his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Their voices carried more than just words. They carried emotion, authority, and conviction. The way they spoke turned ordinary sentences into unforgettable messages. This is the power of mastering tone, pace, and pronunciation in communication. It's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. Every time you speak, your tone is the emotional undertone of your words. Tone has a profound impact on clarity because it provides context to your message. The same sentence can mean vastly different things depending on how it's delivered. For example, consider the phrase "I'm fine." When said in a cheerful tone, it signals contentment, but when muttered in a flat or sarcastic tone, it can mean the opposite. Tone is the bridge between your intention and how others perceive it, and learning to control your tone is one of the most powerful tools you can master. To understand the importance of tone, think about customer service experiences. When a representative speaks in a warm and empathetic tone, it can turn a frustrating situation into a positive one. On the other hand, a cold or dismissive tone can escalate even minor issues into major conflicts. Research supports this idea. A study published in the Journal of Communication found that tone significantly influences how messages are interpreted, often more than the content itself. This demonstrates why paying attention to how you sound is just as crucial as the words you choose. One way to develop a dynamic and effective tone is through inflection, which is the rise and fall of your voice. Inflection adds energy and variety to your speech, preventing it from sounding monotonous. Imagine listening to a speaker who delivers every sentence in the same flat pitch. No matter how valuable their message, their monotone delivery makes it difficult to stay engaged. In contrast, speakers who use inflection to emphasize key points or convey emotion can hold their audience's attention effortlessly. Inflection is like the punctuation of spoken language. It tells your listener when to pay closer attention, when to feel excitement, and when to reflect. Just as tone shapes the emotional resonance of your words, pace determines their rhythm. Speaking too quickly can overwhelm your audience, while speaking too slowly risks losing their interest. The key is finding a pace that matches the context of your message. When delivering an urgent point, a faster pace can convey excitement or importance. Conversely, slowing down during a complex explanation gives your audience time to process the information. Varying your pace throughout your speech keeps listeners engaged and helps emphasize key ideas. To master pacing, start by becoming aware of your natural speaking speed. Many people rush their words when nervous, but this can make even clear ideas sound jumbled. Practicing deliberate pauses can help. Pauses aren't just breaks in your speech. They're moments of power. A well-timed pause allows your audience to absorb your message and adds weight to your words. Public speaking icons like Barack Obama are known for their masterful use of pauses, which give their speeches a sense of deliberation and authority. Alongside tone and pace, clear pronunciation is essential for effective communication. Mispronounced words or mumbling can distract your audience and dilute your message. Clarity in speech begins with strong articulation, which is the precise formation of sounds and words. Articulation exercises, such as repeating tongue twisters or practicing vowel and consonant sounds, can significantly improve your clarity. For example, saying phrases like, "Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers," trains your mouth to enunciate each syllable clearly. If you ever felt self-conscious about an accent or regional difference in your speech, it's important to recognize that accents are a natural and valuable part of who you are. The goal isn't to eliminate your accent, but to ensure that it doesn't hinder clarity. Accents can enrich communication by reflecting your heritage and individuality, but they should not create misunderstandings. If certain sounds or words in your accent are commonly misheard, practice pronouncing them in a way that's easier for your audience to understand. Resources like speech coaches or online tutorials can be helpful for refining your pronunciation while honoring your unique voice. An excellent example of someone who mastered this balance is Malala Yousafzai, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Speaking English as a second language with a distinct Pashtun accent, she delivers her messages with clarity and conviction. Her ability to articulate complex ideas while embracing her natural voice has inspired millions. Her story reminds us that clear pronunciation and powerful communication are skills accessible to everyone, regardless of linguistic background. Mastering tone, pace, and pronunciation is not about changing who you are. It's about amplifying your ability to connect with others. Each of these elements contributes to making your communication more effective and impactful. As you practice, remember that improvement takes time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate progress, no matter how small. Every conversation, presentation, or meeting is an opportunity to refine your skills and grow as a communicator. To recap, tone is the emotional guide for your audience, and controlling it helps align your message with your intention. Pace determines the rhythm of your speech, and varying it keeps listeners engaged while emphasizing key points. Clear pronunciation ensures that your message is heard and understood, and articulation exercises can help you polish the skill. Accents and regional differences should be celebrated while being managed for clarity. By mastering these elements, you will not only speak more effectively, but also leave a lasting impression on those who hear you. Your voice is one of your most powerful tools, and mastering its tone, pace, and pronunciation unlocks its full potential. With each conversation and speech, you have the chance to inspire, influence, and connect. This chapter is just the beginning. As you continue to cultivate these skills, you'll find that your voice can shape not only your own future, but also the world around you. Let's carry this momentum into the next chapter, where we'll dive deeper into how to use communication to create lasting impact. Chapter 6. Listening and responding thoughtfully. Imagine sitting across from someone who seems genuinely invested in what you have to say. They nod thoughtfully, their eyes focus, and when they speak, their response feels perfectly aligned with your thoughts and feelings. How does that make you feel? Now think of a conversation where the other person interrupts, glances at their phone, or seems distracted. The contrast is striking, isn't it? This difference lies at the heart of effective communication. Great speakers are often great listeners first. They understand that thoughtful listening lays a foundation for meaningful responses and lasting connections. Listening is often seen as a passive act, but in reality, it's one of the most active and demanding parts of communication. Listening well requires focus, patience, and empathy, yet it's frequently overlooked in favor of crafting the perfect reply. Ironically, by prioritizing listening, you not only gain a deeper understanding of others, but also strengthen your ability to respond with insight and clarity. This chapter explores why listening is the cornerstone of articulate communication and how mastering the skill elevates your speaking. The best communicators, from Oprah Winfrey to Barack Obama, share a common trait. They listen with intention. Oprah, for example, has built her career on creating space for others to share their stories. Her interviews often reveal profound truths, not because of what she says, but because of the way she listens. She leans into conversations with genuine curiosity, asking thoughtful follow-ups that show she's fully engaged. This approach transforms interviews into meaningful dialogues. It's a testament to the power of listening to foster trust and authenticity. Active listening is the first step in becoming a better communicator. It's not just about hearing words, but truly understanding the speaker's message, emotions, and intent. One effective technique for active listening is maintaining eye contact. This simple act signals to the speaker that they have your full attention. Additionally, using nonverbal cues like nodding or leaning slightly forward shows that you're engaged. Verbal affirmations, such as "I see" or "that makes sense," further reinforce your attentiveness. These small actions create a sense of connection, encouraging the other person to open up more fully. Another essential component of active listening is paraphrasing. After someone speaks, restate their main points in your own words to confirm your understanding. For instance, if a colleague explains a challenge you're facing, you might respond with, "So, you're saying that the tight deadline is causing stress for the team. Is that right?" This not only clarifies the message, but also shows that you value their perspective. Paraphrasing is a powerful tool for avoiding misunderstandings and demonstrating empathy. Once you've listened actively, the next step is crafting a thoughtful response. A well-considered reply shows that you've processed what the speaker has shared and that you respect their viewpoint. Start by pausing before you speak. This brief moment of reflection allows you to organize your thoughts and ensures your response is deliberate rather than reactive. Thoughtful responses often include acknowledging the speaker's emotions or perspective before presenting your own. For example, saying, "I can see how that situation would be frustrating," validates their experience and creates a foundation for constructive dialogue. Thoughtful responses also benefit from clarity and structure. Instead of launching into a long-winded explanation, focus on delivering your message succinctly. Highlight your main point first, then support it with relevant details or examples. If you're unsure how to respond, asking clarifying questions is always a good strategy. Questions like, "Could you tell me more about that?" or "What do you think would help in this situation?" show that you're invested in understanding their needs. Handling interruptions is another key aspect of thoughtful communication. Interruptions can derail conversations and create tension, but staying composed in these moments reflects emotional intelligence. If someone interrupts you, resist the urge to react defensively. Instead, calmly acknowledge the interruption and steer the conversation back on track. For instance, you might say, "That's an interesting point, but let me finish my thought first." This approach maintains control without escalating conflict. If you're interrupted while listening, it's equally important to remain patient. Allow the interrupter to finish their point, then gently redirect the focus back to the original speaker. Managing interruptions with grace demonstrates maturity and reinforces a positive conversational dynamic. Accents and cultural differences can also present challenges in communication, particularly when listening and responding across diverse backgrounds. It's important to approach these situations with sensitivity and an open mind. If you struggle to understand someone's accent, ask for clarification respectfully. Phrases like, "Could you repeat that, please?" or "I want to make sure I understood you correctly," convey your commitment to understanding without offense. At the same time, speaking clearly and using simple language in your responses helps bridge any communication gaps. One example of someone who exemplifies thoughtful listening and responding across cultures is Nelson Mandela. Known for his ability to connect with people from all walks of life, Mandela often emphasized the importance of listening as a way to build bridges. He once said, "Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace." This philosophy extended to his communication style, where he prioritized understanding over confrontation, even in the face of profound disagreements. To master listening and responding thoughtfully, practice is essential. Start by applying these techniques in everyday interactions, such as family conversations, work meetings, or casual chats with friends. Pay attention to how others react when you listen more intently and respond with care. Over time, these practices will become second nature, enhancing not only your communication skills but also your relationships. In summary, great speakers are first and foremost great listeners. Active listening involves giving your full attention, using verbal and nonverbal cues, and paraphrasing to ensure understanding. Thoughtful responses are deliberate, empathetic, and structured, showing respect for the speaker's perspective. Handling interruptions with composure and navigating cultural differences with sensitivity further strengthen your ability to communicate effectively. By mastering these skills, you transform your interactions into opportunities for connection, understanding, and growth. Listening and responding thoughtfully are not just communication techniques. They are acts of respect and kindness. When you truly hear someone, you validate their voice. When you respond thoughtfully, you elevate the conversation. These practices not only make you a more articulate speaker, but also a more compassionate and impactful individual. As we move forward, let's continue building on these principles to unlock the full potential of our communication. The journey is just beginning, and the rewards are limitless. Chapter 7. The Art of Persuasion and Influence. What makes some people's words impossible to ignore? How do leaders, speakers, and everyday individuals use their voices to inspire action, change minds, or unite people under a common cause? Think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech or Oprah Winfrey's powerful call to action during her Golden Globe speech. These moments didn't just happen. They were crafted using the art of persuasion and influence. Behind every powerful statement lies a deeper understanding of human psychology and a mastery of the techniques that turn words into catalysts for change. At its core, persuasion is about guiding others to see things from your perspective. It isn't about manipulation or trickery. It's about connecting authentically, presenting compelling arguments, and leaving your audience with a sense of clarity and conviction. To do this effectively, you need to understand the psychology of persuasive communication. Human beings are wired to respond to specific triggers, often without realizing it. For example, the principle of reciprocity, studied extensively by psychologist Robert Cialdini, shows that people are more likely to say yes when they feel they've been given something first. This isn't limited to physical gifts. It could be offering valuable insight, showing genuine empathy, or expressing appreciation. By tapping into these psychological truths, you can make your words resonate more deeply. One of the most effective tools of persuasion is rhetoric, the ancient art of crafting arguments that captivate and convince. Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, defined rhetoric as a combination of three elements: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is about establishing your credibility, showing your audience why they should trust you. Pathos appeals to emotion, creating a sense of connection or urgency. Logos uses logic and reason, presenting clear evidence to support your point. Together, these elements form the foundation of any persuasive message. For example, think about a lawyer presenting a closing argument. They might use ethos by referencing their expertise, pathos by evoking the jury's empathy for the victim, and logos by laying out undeniable facts. The balance of these elements ensures that the argument feels both compelling and grounded. When you balance emotion and logic in your speech, you create a message that is both relatable and rational. Emotion draws people in, giving your words a heartbeat, while logic ensures that your argument stands up to scrutiny. Overusing emotion can make your message feel exaggerated or insincere, while relying solely on logic can make it cold and detached. A compelling communicator finds the sweet spot between the two. Consider a social movement like Greta Thunberg's climate activism. Her speeches combine heartfelt passion for the environment with undeniable scientific data. This balance not only inspires action, but also builds credibility. Storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to persuade and influence. Stories capture attention, evoke emotion, and make abstract ideas tangible. They provide a framework for people to relate to your message on a personal level. Think about how often stories have been used to change the course of history. During the civil rights movement, stories of ordinary individuals facing extraordinary challenges became the emotional fuel behind collective action. Even today, in business, marketing, and leadership, storytelling remains an indispensable tool. Why does it work so well? Because humans are wired to process stories differently than facts. Neuroscience research has shown that stories activate the brain's sensory and emotional regions, making information more memorable and impactful. To master storytelling for influence, consider 3 elements: relatability, structure, and authenticity. A relatable story draws your audience in by reflecting their own experiences or aspirations. For instance, if you're advocating for workplace innovation, you might share a story about a small team that turned a creative idea into a game-changing solution. Structure gives your story flow, often following the classic arc of setup, conflict, and resolution. Authenticity is what makes your story believable and trustworthy. Audiences can tell when a story feels forced or insincere, so choose narratives that align with your values and purpose. Persuasion also involves understanding your audience. Effective communication isn't one-size-fits-all. What resonates with one group might fall flat with another. Take the time to learn about your audience's values, concerns, and motivations. For example, a campaign for sustainable energy might focus on environmental benefits for one audience and economic savings for another. By tailoring your message, you increase its relevance and impact. To make your arguments even more compelling, back them with credible sources. Statistics, studies, and expert opinions add weight to your points. For instance, if you're persuading someone to adopt healthier habits, referencing data from the World Health Organization or a leading medical journal strengthens your case. Credibility is a cornerstone of persuasion. It builds trust and reduces skepticism. But persuasion isn't just about convincing others. It's about empowering them to act. Great communicators inspire their audiences by focusing on shared goals and possibilities. They don't just present problems. They offer solutions and a vision for a better future. This sense of purpose alignment motivates people to not only agree with you, but also take meaningful action. Let's recap. The art of persuasion and influence begins with understanding the psychology behind how people think and respond. By using rhetoric effectively, balancing ethos, pathos, and logos, you can craft arguments that are credible, emotional, and logical. Balancing emotion and logic ensures your message connects with both the heart and the mind. Storytelling is a transformative tool for persuasion, making your ideas relatable and memorable. Tailoring your message to your audience and backing it with credible evidence enhances its impact. Above all, persuasion is about empowering others, aligning your message with shared values, and inspiring action. Your voice has the power to change minds, ignite action, and build bridges. Persuasion is not a skill reserved for public figures or leaders. It's a tool we all use daily, whether convincing a friend to try something new, influencing a team at work, or advocating for a cause you believe in. As you refine this skill, remember that true influence comes from authenticity, purpose, and connection. Let's take this understanding and explore even deeper dimensions of effective communication in the chapters ahead. Together, we're building a voice that not only speaks but also inspires. Chapter 8. Communicating in different contexts. Have you ever found yourself speaking in a professional setting only to realize that the tone or approach you use might have been better suited to a casual conversation? Or perhaps you've tried to navigate a group discussion only to feel like your ideas were overshadowed or misunderstood. Communication is not a one-size-fits-all skill. Its effectiveness depends on how well you adapt to the context. Whether you're speaking in a formal business meeting, leading a team discussion, or building rapport in a diverse cultural environment, the ability to adjust your communication style is what sets truly articulate individuals apart. Imagine a politician on the campaign trail. They speak to a wide array of audiences, business leaders, college students, or community groups, and their success often hinges on their ability to tailor their message and tone to resonate with each group. Former President Barack Obama, for example, is celebrated for his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. In a boardroom, he spoke with precision and authority. In a town hall, he leaned into warmth and relatability. This skill, adapting to different contexts, is what makes a communicator not just effective but memorable. Adapting to formal, informal, and professional settings requires both awareness and intention. In formal settings, such as a business presentation or academic lecture, clarity and professionalism are paramount. Your tone should convey authority and respect, and your language should be precise and polished. Imagine presenting quarterly results to your company's leadership team. Here, using jargon or technical terms sparingly and offering clear, data-driven points makes your message more impactful. It's also important to balance confidence with humility, demonstrating that you value your audience's insights while presenting your own expertise. In contrast, informal settings often call for a conversational tone. When chatting with friends or networking at a casual event, warmth and authenticity are your greatest assets. The key is to maintain a natural flow while avoiding overfamiliarity, especially with people you don't know well. The best communicators know how to read the room, assessing body language, facial expressions, and the overall mood to strike the right balance between approachability and professionalism. Professional settings, such as job interviews or team meetings, often require a blend of formality and relatability. Here, it's essential to focus on clarity and purpose. For example, in a job interview, you want to convey your qualifications confidently while aligning your answers with the organization's goals. Research shows that candidates who maintain consistent eye contact, use a calm tone, and articulate their responses clearly are perceived as more competent and trustworthy. Practice is invaluable in these scenarios. Rehearsing your answers, refining your tone, and preparing examples can significantly boost your confidence and performance. High-stakes conversations, such as interviews or important presentations, demand a heightened level of preparation and composure. These moments can feel intimidating because so much rides on the outcome. Yet, there are also opportunities to showcase your best self. Take renowned author J.K. Rowling's commencement speech at Harvard University as an example. Though she was addressing a room full of highly accomplished individuals, her speech was marked by vulnerability, humor, and carefully chosen words that resonated deeply with her audience. Her success lay in her ability to connect emotionally while delivering a structured, impactful message. When navigating high-stakes conversations, preparation is key. Start by understanding your audience. What are their priorities? What do they expect to gain from this interaction? Tailor your message to align with these expectations. Next, rehearse not just what you'll say, but how you'll say it. Practice varying your tone to emphasize key points, and use pauses strategically to allow your message to sink in. Visualizing a positive outcome can also help calm nerves and boost your confidence. Cross-cultural communication adds another layer of complexity. In a globalized world, interactions often span diverse cultural norms and expectations. Misunderstandings can arise not just from language barriers, but also from differences in communication styles. For example, Some cultures value directness, while others prioritize indirect or nuanced expression. In Japan, for instance, silence is often used to show respect and thoughtfulness, whereas in the United States, it might be interpreted as hesitation. To navigate these differences effectively, cultivate cultural awareness. Take the time to research and understand the communication norms of your audience. When in doubt, ask clarifying questions to ensure your message is understood as intended. Active listening is also crucial in cross-cultural settings. Listening attentively demonstrates respect and helps you pick up on subtle cues that might otherwise be missed. A case study involving a multinational corporation revealed that teams with members trained in cross-cultural communication reported higher levels of collaboration and fewer conflicts. This highlights the value of empathy, open-mindedness, and adaptability in bridging cultural divides. Group discussions and team dynamics present their own challenges. In these settings, clear communication is essential to ensure that all voices are heard and understood. Dominating the conversation might seem like a way to assert authority, but it can alienate others and stifle collaboration. Instead, focus on creating an inclusive environment where ideas flow freely. Techniques such as summarizing key points, asking open-ended questions, and acknowledging contributions can foster a more productive discussion. Consider the example of brainstorming sessions at Pixar Animation Studios. The company's creative process thrives on open dialogue, where every team member is encouraged to share ideas without fear of judgment. By promoting a culture of respect and active listening, Pixar has consistently delivered groundbreaking films that resonate with audiences worldwide. This demonstrates the power of effective communication in group dynamics, where every participant feels valued and empowered to contribute. To recap, communicating effectively in different contexts requires the ability to adapt your tone, language, and approach. In formal settings, clarity and professionalism are key, while informal interactions benefit from warmth and relatability. High-stakes conversations demand preparation, composure, and a structured message. Cross-cultural communication emphasizes empathy and awareness of diverse norms. Finally, group discussions thrive on inclusivity, respect, and active listening. Mastering communication across contexts is not just a skill. It's a pathway to connection, understanding, and influence. Every interaction is an opportunity to leave a positive impression and build stronger relationships. As you continue to refine these skills, you'll find that your ability to adapt empowers you to navigate any situation with confidence and grace. Let's take these insights forward as we explore how to create meaningful and lasting impact through communication in the chapters ahead. Chapter 9. Overcoming Communication Challenges. Imagine this. You are moments away from stepping onto a stage or starting an important conversation. Your palms are sweaty. Your heart is racing, and your thoughts are spiraling out of control. In this moment, it can feel like the ability to speak with clarity and confidence is slipping through your fingers. But here's the truth. Even the greatest orators, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Winston Churchill, faced similar challenges. They didn't start as masters of communication. They became so by confronting their fears, honing their skills, and refusing to let setbacks define them. Managing nerves and stage fright is a pivotal step in overcoming communication challenges. Nervousness is a natural response when something matters deeply to you. Instead of viewing it as an obstacle, think of it as energy you can harness. Physiologically, nervousness and excitement are nearly identical. The difference lies in how we frame the experience. When you start to feel those nerves creeping in, remind yourself that this is your body preparing you for action. Grounding techniques, such as deep breathing, can be transformative. For example, the box breathing method, used by Navy SEALs, involves inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again. This resets your nervous system and anchors you in the moment. Additionally, Visualization is a powerful tool. Picture yourself succeeding. Athletes do this all the time. Michael Phelps, for instance, used mental rehearsal to envision not just winning races, but how he would handle potential challenges along the way. Apply this to your own speaking engagements by visualizing not only the delivery, but the positive reactions from your audience. Over time, this practice conditions your mind to associate speaking with confidence rather than fear. When it comes to speech impediments or language barriers, the first step is self-acceptance. Often, the hardest person to convince of your potential is yourself. Consider Demosthenes, a man who started a speaking career with a severe stutter. Legend has it he practiced speaking with pebbles in his mouth and trained his voice by shouting into the wind. His determination turned into one of the most revered orators in ancient Greece. For those facing language barriers, immersion is key. Surrounding yourself with the language you're learning, whether through media, conversations, or professional coaching, can accelerate progress. Remember, being articulate isn't just about grammar. It's about conveying your ideas clearly. Embrace the unique perspective your accent or linguistic background brings to the table. It's part of your authentic voice. Dealing with difficult people and situations requires not only composure, but strategy. Conflict is inevitable, but it doesn't have to derail the conversation. One powerful approach is learning to respond, not react. Imagine you're in a heated discussion. Instead of letting emotions drive your response, pause. That brief moment of reflection can mean the difference between escalating the conflict and steering it toward resolution. A technique called active listening is particularly effective here. By genuinely hearing and paraphrasing the other person's perspective, you demonstrate respect and create an opening for productive dialogue. For example, instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "I see your point, but I have a different perspective." This subtle shift fosters connection rather than division. Remaining articulate under pressure is both an art and a science. Practice is your ally here. Think of someone like Oprah Winfrey, who has conducted thousands of interviews with grace and precision, even under intense scrutiny. Her secret lies in preparation and adaptability. When you anticipate potential challenges and rehearse your responses, you build a mental toolbox to draw from in high-pressure moments. If you stumble, remember that perfection isn't the goal, authenticity is. Even a brief pause to collect your thoughts can communicate confidence and thoughtfulness to your audience. Another essential strategy is reframing failure. Instead of fearing mistakes, view them as stepping stones to growth. J.K. Rowling, in her Harvard commencement speech, famously stated that failure gave her the freedom to focus on what truly mattered. In communication, every awkward conversation, every misstep is a lesson. By reflecting on these experiences, you can refine your approach and build resilience. Let's recap. Overcoming communication challenges starts with managing nerves through techniques like deep breathing and visualization. Accept and leverage your unique qualities, whether facing speech impediments or language barriers. When dealing with difficult people, focus on responding thoughtfully and practicing active listening. To stay articulate under pressure, embrace preparation, adaptability, and a growth mindset. Remember, the journey to becoming a skilled communicator is not about eliminating challenges, but mastering the ability to navigate them with confidence and poise. Every word you speak is an opportunity to inspire, connect, and make an impact. Chapter 10. Continuous improvement. The journey to becoming articulate is not a destination. It is a lifelong process, a continuous refinement of how you express your thoughts and connect with the world. Picture this. A world-renowned speaker steps off stage after delivering an inspiring keynote address that moves thousands. As the applause dies down, you might assume they consider their work done, but in reality, they're probably asking themselves what went well and what could have been better. This commitment to self-awareness and continuous improvement is what sets great communicators apart. When it comes to your own communication skills, the first step toward improvement is self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on how you speak in everyday situations. Are your words clear? Do people easily understand your ideas? Perhaps there are moments when you notice yourself hesitating or struggling to find the right words. This is not a flaw. It is an opportunity. Every stumble, every awkward pause is an invitation to learn more about how you can grow. To begin, consider keeping a mental or physical log of these moments. By noting when you felt your communication fell short, you can start to identify patterns. Maybe it's during high-pressure situations, or perhaps you find it harder to articulate yourself when discussing complex topics. Understanding these triggers is essential to progress. Developing a daily practice for articulation is the next step. Improvement does not happen in grand leaps, but in consistent, intentional steps. Just as athletes train their muscles to perform at peak levels, your ability to speak with clarity and confidence requires regular exercise. One way to do this is by reading aloud every day. Choose a book, article, or script that challenges your vocabulary and sentence structure. Focus on pronunciation, pacing, and expression. As you practice, you will find your voice becoming stronger and your words flowing more naturally. Another powerful tool is recording yourself speaking. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but listening to your own voice allows you to hear yourself as others do. Notice your tone, your pace, and your choice of words. Ask yourself, are you engaging? Are your sentences concise? Are your thoughts structured in a way that makes sense? By listening critically and without judgment, you give yourself the chance to identify areas for improvement. Feedback is a critical element of growth. The most articulate people in the world often have mentors, coaches, or peers who provide honest and constructive insights. Seeking feedback requires humility and courage. It is not always easy to hear about your blind spots, but it is one of the most effective ways to refine your skills. Start by asking trusted friends, colleagues, or family members to share their observations about your communication. Be specific in your request. Instead of asking, how do I sound? Try something like, do you feel I explain my ideas clearly? Are there moments where you feel I lose my audience? By asking targeted questions, you make it easier for others to provide actionable advice. In addition to personal feedback, consider learning from experts. Attend workshops, watch TED Talks, or enroll in courses designed to enhance communication. Observe how skilled speakers structure their ideas. Use pauses for emphasis and connect with their audience. As you study these techniques, integrate them into your own style. You do not have to imitate anyone. Instead, use their strategies to complement and enhance your unique voice. The long-term benefits of being articulate are profound and far-reaching. Imagine walking into a room and commanding attention not because you demand it, but because your words naturally draw people in. Being articulate helps you establish credibility, build trust, and inspire action. In professional settings, it positions you as a leader. In personal relationships, it deepens connections and fosters understanding. Over time, these benefits compound, shaping your future in ways that may surprise you. Consider the story of a man who started his career as a nervous, stammering intern. He struggled to get through meetings without losing his train of thought. Determined to improve, he began a disciplined practice of daily articulation exercises, sought feedback from mentors, and studied the art of public speaking. Years later, he became the CEO of a global company, known for his ability to rally teams and inspire innovation. His journey is a testament to what is possible when you commit to continuous improvement. As you move forward, remember that growth is not linear. There will be moments of frustration and self-doubt. Embrace them as part of the process. Every stumble is a stepping stone toward greater mastery. Stay future-focused, envisioning the confident communicator you are becoming. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that every effort you make today builds the foundation for your success tomorrow. To recap, continuous improvement in articulation begins with building self-awareness by evaluating your current communication skills. From there, developing a daily practice, such as reading aloud and recording yourself, provides consistent opportunities for growth. Leveraging feedback from trusted sources and learning from experts accelerates your refinement. Finally, recognize the long-term benefits of being articulate as they unfold in your career and personal life, shaping your future in extraordinary ways. Your voice is powerful. It is the tool you use to influence, inspire, and connect with others. By committing to continuous improvement, you are not only enhancing your ability to communicate, you are unlocking your potential to lead, achieve, and transform your life. As we conclude this journey through Speak Smart, a guide to being more articulate, take a moment to reflect on what we have explored together. Articulacy is not merely about speaking well. It is about connecting with others, expressing your ideas with clarity and confidence, and unlocking your potential to influence the world around you. From the very beginning, we established why articulation matters. Clear communication is a cornerstone of success, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. We identified common barriers that hold many people back, from fear of judgment to the habits that obscure our messages. At every step, we emphasize the transformative power of being articulate, showing how it builds confidence, establishes influence, and fosters understanding. Throughout the book, we delved into the foundational aspects of articulation. We discuss how thought and speech are intricately connected and how simplifying complexity enhances communication. By debunking myths about speaking well and focusing on the importance of language precision, we set the stage for growth. The power of clarity was a recurring theme. Simple, well-structured language allows your message to resonate more deeply, eliminating verbal clutter. Using analogies and stories and grounding ideas in relatable examples ensure that your words stick with your audience. Confidence emerged as a vital component of speaking effectively. We explored how preparation bolsters confidence and how practical techniques like visualization and controlled breathing can help overcome fear. Your tone and body language are as crucial as your words, projecting assurance and engagement. Building a strong vocabulary was another key element. Words are your tools, shaping perceptions and amplifying your influence. By learning and using new vocabulary thoughtfully, you enhance your ability to communicate effectively without sounding pretentious or inaccessible. Matching your vocabulary to your audience ensures that your message lands precisely as intended. We also examine the mechanics of articulation, such as tone, pace, and pronunciation. These elements breathe life into your words, keeping your audience captivated. Practical exercises for improving pronunciation and managing accents highlighted how small adjustments can make a significant difference. Listening was presented as a fundamental skill for great communicators. Active listening not only sharpens your ability to respond thoughtfully, but also builds rapport and mutual respect. Handling interruptions or challenging situations with grace further reinforces your credibility. As an articulate speaker, the art of persuasion was another critical focus. We explored the psychological principles behind compelling communication, from balancing emotion and logic to leveraging storytelling for maximum impact. The ability to persuade is a powerful skill, enabling you to inspire action and create meaningful change. Communication is not a one-size-fits-all skill. Adapting your style to fit various contexts, whether formal, informal, or cross-cultural, is essential. From high-stakes presentations to team dynamics, flexibility ensures your message is both relevant and effective. We also discuss how to navigate challenges, whether they arise from nerves, speech impediments, or difficult conversations. With the right strategies, even the most intimidating situations can become opportunities for growth. Finally, we close with the importance of continuous improvement. Communication is a lifelong journey, and every interaction provides a chance to refine your skills. Self-awareness, consistent practice, and leveraging feedback keep you on the path to mastery. The long-term benefits of being articulate are profound, shaping your confidence, relationships, and career. As you move forward, consider this thought. Words are one of the most powerful tools you have. They can build bridges, inspire movements, and transform lives. But the true magic lies not just in the words themselves, but in how they are used. Articulacy is about intentionality, choosing your words with care, speaking with purpose, and listening with empathy. The journey to becoming articulate does not end here. It is a dynamic process of growth that aligns with who you are and who you aspire to be. Take with you the belief that your voice matters. Whether you are leading a team, accompanying a friend, or sharing your ideas with the world, your ability to articulate your thoughts will shape how others perceive you and how you impact their lives. Commit to continuous improvement, not because perfection is a goal, but because growth is the path to your fullest potential. Remember the words of Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Let your articulation be the bridge that allows your ideas to touch hearts and minds. The world is listening. Speak smart and make every word count.